Another version from the Truth Market. I believe you have been enjoying yourself lately. And today we're going to be talking about something different which affects every human life. First of all, I still want you to remember I am Divine Susie, your humble friend. And here with me is the servant D.U. Ifanacho. Sir, you're highly welcome.
Thank you.
And I also want to welcome Broche Dozier to the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Sister Susie.
It has been a wonderful moment all this while. Yes, the servant has indeed been a blessing, a huge blessing to us. And please, I'd like you to stay tuned as we bring your way health tips. Yes, not wasting our time, today we're going to be talking about health. And a matter relating so many people have those issues. And why I want to talk about it is that a lot of people, because of anxiety, because of stress, because of so many things, a lot of people are really victims of which I call high blood pressure. So we really want to know the essence of high blood pressure, the real causes of high blood pressure. Because when you go to the hospital, a lot of people tell you it is this, it is that. But the servant is here today to analyze and tell us the essence, the real causes of high blood pressure, and what you have to do, either to cure it, to curb it, or to control it. So I want to throw the question to the servant. On this context, can you really tell us the real cause or the real causes of high blood pressure?
Okay. Glory be to God. It is good in the Truth Market. I think this is the first time we're discussing something that has to do with health.
Health, exactly.
That's interesting. We have how many types of deliverance? Attitudinal deliverance, spiritual deliverance, and organic deliverance or healing. Okay, we are coming to high blood pressure, the causes of it. At the same time, I will give you people a bonus.
Okay.
As we are treating the cause, we are treating the cure at the same time.
Awesome. All right.
Is that because discussing about the cause without a solution and a cure makes it imbalance.
Exactly.
And that makes it no longer a truth market. And I will even extend to discuss how high blood pressure relate to so many other sicknesses people are not aware. But as of that high blood pressure, you find out as doctors have confirmed it that it doesn't have cure. You understand? It doesn't have cure. That means for it not to have cure means it is beyond matter. It is beyond matter. Because what drug does is to control matter, which is physics or the body.
Okay.
All right? But when it is not curable, according to them, and not because the research, they have sought for the cure and they couldn't see, but because generally they just believe that it doesn't have cure. So they don't need to bother to look for cure for high blood pressure. Then that tells you that it is spiritual.
Okay. Wow.
So being it spiritual means that matter or medicine cannot take care of it. So let us, we who are the spiritual scientists,
That's right,
and the soul scientists as New Jerusalemites and the living saints, then we are the people now to explain why it happens and reflect to the body and the solution to it.
Okay.
Now, high blood pressure does not have cure medically, but it has cure spiritually and attitudinally. Okay. I'm going to give you an illustration. The reflection I'm talking about is that if you bring a mirror in a dark room and take it out on the sun and open a door, and then flash the mirror adjacent to the sun, then it will take the sun. It will, from the sun, enter the mirror. From the mirror, it will reflect
to
the room.
Okay.
So if you want to, like what we're doing when we're children, if you want to kill the sun, the reflection in the room, the more you are hitting on the sun, the more is is on top of you. You understand?
Okay.
You want to hit the light.
Okay.
You hit it, it is on top of your hand. You
Okay,
hit it, it is on
okay,
top of your
yes,
hand.
I think I
Did
understand.
you play such game? Kids play in the, okay.
Like those rays.
Yeah, those
place
rays.
your hands and
yeah, you
trying
want to
suppress
catch it. The more you are
Yes.
trying to catch it. Why? Because it's above you.
Okay.
So that is what the doctors tried, and the game they tried to capture that blood pressure. No, it's above them because it is coming from human thoughts.
Wow.
That's the origin.
Yeah, that's the origin.
The origin of high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. So when your thoughts, thought is a spirit, and spirit is not visible, and spirit is above matter.
Okay.
Just like that shadow that is coming from the sun.
Yes.
You know, coming direct from the sun, reflecting to the dark room.
Exactly.
You want to catch it. You want to catch it. It's escaping and will continue to escape because the origin is higher than what you can see in the environment. But you know, if the light is inside the room, you can off it or quench it or break the lantern and the light will go.
Exactly.
Is that okay? So the source of high blood pressure is beyond human matter. So it is human thoughts that causes high blood pressure. What you think. We explain it to say that the organ of human hearing, of God, human hearing is ear.
Okay.
And organ of vision is eye. But God's organs of hearing is the heart.
Wow.
You know? So when you are thinking negatively, under false expectation,
Okay.
worry and anxiety, you are bound to suffer high blood pressure. Because the high blood pressure, by definition in the physical form, in the body system, simply means that there is a high pressure in your body system.
Okay.
The blood running through the vein
Yes.
is pushing harder or faster than needed or necessary.
Okay.
You understand? Now, that rush, when there is extensive rush of the blood because of a fast heartbeat,
Okay.
which only happens when the body is tensed up or worried, then the blood that is trying to go through the vein will become more than necessary to the brain. Then it becomes like a jam pack.
Wow.
Are you there? At that point, you begin to suffer high blood pressure. So human worry, thoughts, over expectation, false promises, disappointments, and all that. Is the,
This supposed.
yes, this is supposed to be like this is supposed to be like this.
I'm supposed to be here by now.
Yes, I'm supposed to have graduated, I'm supposed to have married, I'm supposed to have been a rich man. Where I am is not where I am. Look at comparing yourself with this person and all that. When you now begin to do that, your blood will begin to rush very fast. So it's like, analogically, we say that it is like a rushing tap.
Okay.
So when you feel that a tap is rushing and the more you are done with the water, what do? You turn off the tap. When you need water again, you turn on the tap. So it is normal that when somebody's heart is beating normal and the person does not have any expectation or something to cause him worry and anxiety,
Yes.
then the blood pressure will become normal.
Okay.
Are you there? Yes. Become normal. So when your thoughts is shifting beyond what is reachable or accessible in the present, and beyond what you can do, and you lose trust on the source,
Okay.
and become interested on effect or what you see or what you hear, don't worry, very soon you see your blood jumping. So we discussed this thing in Earth Heaven TV.
Okay.
Are you there? But the reason why I really want to talk more again about this is because it's beyond what we said in the laws of in the Earth Heaven TV. Are you there? Because It has companions. And 2, a Christian supposed not to suffer high blood pressure. Anyone whom you see suffering from high blood pressure and call himself a Christian, tell him a liar. It's not a sin. The reason why it is not a sin is because high blood pressure comes as trying to help God to be God, or to use your thought or your physical efforts to do what God would have done. Yes. Not surrendering to spirit. So it is a distrust to God for a Christian to suffer high blood pressure.
Wow. That's something I pictured now. You see what he's saying?
Yes.
You want to do something, you know you cannot. This
Yeah.
And you want to push further.
You want to push further.
Then
Want to become God for him.
Yes. So that is it. Why? Human thought is limitless.
Okay.
And the fastest thing on earth. But the body is limited by time and controlled by time and space.
Okay.
Let's assume you want to travel to London in next 3 years. In next 3 years or 2 years or by next tomorrow. Are you there?
Yes.
And that time has not come for you to go to that Lagos. But you have started now worrying and being so anxious about that going there.
Yes.
Not handing it over time and space. And you are forcing God to break the law he said. Because the physical world is controlled by time and space.
Exactly.
Now you want God now through praying and fasting, to cut it short when it is meant to be. Then you are going to have an attack, which is that high blood pressure. So your mind can be in London, but it can take you 3-4 years for you to get to that London. Then if your mind is there and you don't have truth in you and you don't trust God, you push it to be. When you push it to be, there is no way you can be there. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
I could remember when I was much younger,
Okay.
though I think I'm still young, right?
Yes, very well.
Support me. When I was very much younger, if they say we are going to go travel for something or Christmas is coming, do you know by November, December, okay, Christmas coming close or the travel is a week to come, all your physics, all your mode, everything will change. It happens to everybody.
Exactly.
True of us?
Very true.
Everything will change. So if your mother now come back and say, hey, Chinelo, we are no longer traveling, it should be by next month. You understand? As a child,
Exactly.
what happens?
That's
Your
right.
whole mood will change because of a lot of preparation and other things and other things. Now, extend this and see what is causing high blood pressure to people.
That's right.
Over expectation.
Over expectation. That's the word.
Building yourself on an unrealized future.
Building your castle in the air.
Yes, an unrealized future which can never come unless at that appropriate time. Then your mood will change. I could remember still then, do you know, sometimes you can lose appetite.
Exactly. Some,
Yeah?
some even fall sick.
Yes, you can lose appetite because you want to travel.
Yes.
You can lose appetite because you want to travel.
No, we don't even eat.
A lot of preparation.
Yeah.
You can still lose appetite because it has been cancelled. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So, human thoughts, we are made up of body, soul, and the spirit. The duty of the soul is to guide the spirit. And when spirit is being guided by the soul, it lives in the body.
Yes.
And when it lives in the body, by the guidance of the soul, which is truth, or God, or Holy Spirit, then when it lives in the body, it will be able to control, and bring this mad person, which is spirit, under subjection to obedience of Christ, and it will flourish and keep this body alive and healthy. But if your spirit is not trained
Okay.
to focus on the truth, on the word of God, on what God has done, and not what God has not done, are you there? Then there is no way you can trust God or trust yourself.
Exactly.
And when you cannot obey the soul, then the body will be sick. So to a large extent, every form of sickness, including the one that comes biologically or whatever, to the body as a matter that requires medicine, is as a result of abuse of nature. And what is nature? God is built on nature. Either by what you eat, or by what you think, or by what you say, or by what you expect, can cause you sickness. Some eat what causes them sickness. Some think sickness into themselves. And one of those things is one of those sicknesses that come through human thought and imagination, negative imagination, false expectation, worry and anxiety is high blood pressure.
Okay.
You have a child. You send the child to school. He used to come by 2 o'clock. This is 15 minutes after 2. The child has not come back. You start ranting. You go and pick a phone to call the proprietor or the proprietress. Network is not going. You pee in your pint. But if you are someone who is godly, who is a Christian, in truth and in the spirit, Father, I hand my child over to you. They used to come back by 12 o'clock, but let your will be done. Guide him where you are. By just calmly stating this and making this statement, the angel of the Lord will pick that and go and preserve and protect that child.
Wow.
But if you are not spiritual and you don't understand the nitty-gritty of the things of the spirit and the mechanisms and the functionality of the things of the spirit, then you will try to use your hands to go there. Then, a person who is spiritual, you know why we are so calm and quiet? There is nothing that happened in the physical world that had not happened in the spiritual world.
That's right.
So that's why we are telling you that a Christian cannot suffer high blood pressure. And we say this someday. Any battle, lost or won, had already been fought. Any battle, lost or won in the physical world, had already been fought in the spiritual world, only that you didn't know.
Exactly.
So when something happens in the physical world, it is not time for you to begin to cry, begin to worry. Because if you start worrying, you break the relationship between you and the spirit. If you must cry that something happened in the physical world, your cry should be, why didn't I know before it happened? And why you didn't know before it happened is because you are not spiritual. So coming in the physical world to lament that your child did not come as when he's supposed to come, you are just killing and destroying yourself. There are things you're supposed to have given the responsibility to go and look after your child. That's why I honor and respect Romans chapter 8 verse 28. He said, all things work together for good to them that love God and them that are called according to his purpose. And in the verse 8 of it, it says, it is impossible for those that walk in the flesh to please God. In verse 14, he said, those that are led by the Spirit are the children of God.
So, as a child of God, you must be led.
Yes, you must be led by Spirit, and when something that you were not aware before it happened, immediately you surrender to God. Father, I can't get to this place, but I hand everything unto you. Go and protect. So this is the reason and why we are saying that a Christian is supposed not to suffer from high blood pressure. But today, what is happening? Even those that have holding microphone are taking pills out of
attack.
Yes,
some slump at the altar.
At the altar. Why? Because of this false expectation they have not understood. Pastors will begin to boast. I have where I go for checkup. Where are you going for checkup? Can't spirits check you up? If you are sick, you are not. You don't know when you are sick. You don't know what causes you to be sick. Is that okay? All right. But I'm not telling you not to go to check up anyway. You can go depending on your level of understanding of nature. But as for me, yes. Unless at old age. So worry tears the body. That's where I'm going to. It tears the body. Now, that's why I'm now going to extend, not digression, extend, to carry in what causes again what they call ulcer.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? Yes. Apart from this high blood pressure, what causes ulcer? Because I was telling you that they have companions, they have brothers.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
as what is it? High blood pressure is coming, and you don't respect yourself to get the laws of truth, or listen to the teaching of the New Jerusalem. Wait, it's coming with another brother. He has cousins, and one of the cousins and the brothers is this ulcer. Now, how does it lead to ulcer, or worry and anxiety and over expectation, and depending on the flesh, not on the spirit, leads to ulcer? How it leads to ulcer, and also leads to stroke, and also lead to liver problem, and also lead to kidney problem.
This has a lot of...
Just the worries, anxieties.
Uncles.
So people should watch out because so that you know the genesis of what.
So that means most of this sickness, that people suffer today is as a result of the state of mind.
The state of mind. Thank you. That's what I'm 99%. Which I'm saying, sickness, 99% of sickness is a cause as an abuse of nature.
Wow.
And God is built on nature.
Yes.
Ignorance, religion, timidity causes sickness. So negligence. So now I'm coming to treat the issue of what? Ulcer. Now, when you are worried, also migraine, headache, remind me all of them. Okay. We'll take them by one after the other. Yes. When you are worried and tensed up, what happens is that you become heated up internally. It has happened to so many of you when you hear bad news or in a jam and you don't have control of your body, you become heated up. Even if you are in air conditioner, your body begins to swell. Exactly. The reason why it is swelling and why it is deadly is that it changes your metabolism.
Science has come in now.
Yes. It changes your metabolism. The fluid in your body, which is the blood and the water, become toxic and polluted because of that worry and anxiety.
This is serious.
When it becomes toxic and polluted, the air you are breathing become polluted as well. Now, this body, which the blood and the fluid, which is toxic, will be looking for anywhere to express itself or to stay. Yeah. Then when you come to the tummy, because it's already corrosive, it's settled there. Over time, it begins to chop up the body, and the ulcer will set in. The analogy I'm going to create is use a salt. When you use a salt and put a little water in it and put it on a zinc,
rusting must occur.
What happens?
Rusting.
It will rust. It is that rust in these physics terms and in the biological system, which of your body, that causes that eating of ulcer. So ulcer can be caused in 3 ways.
Okay.
One is through this negative thought. 2, it can come through your diet.
Okay.
3, it can come as a result of spiritual attack. Yes. Okay. But the greatest among it all is this thought pattern. Because if your thought is clean and pure, one, spirit, there can never be a projection to cause you ulcer.
Okay.
If you are a child of God and godly, then your thoughts and positive, you generate a light. And that light will shield you against spiritual attack. So the one of spiritual attack is cancelled in the life of a Christian. Then the one coming on diet, are you listening to me? Then, if you are a person who is religious, your fasting can cause you an ulcer.
Okay.
Denying yourself of food unnecessarily, pray fasting. After sometimes you are fasting with anger, with spirit of vengeance. You want to kill somebody?
Bitterness.
Depression. With target and all that. Not with purity of heart. After a long while, it will cause ulcer. Why? Because it is an overdose.
Okay.
The overdose is that your heart is not at peace. So God is not with you. 2, you are denying yourself food.
Let me digress a little in my question.
Yeah.
This aspect of fasting with anger, you know, there is what we call holy anger.
Yeah.
Let me borrow the term.
Okay.
That maybe they say you have to be aggressive. Over your enemy or that devil. Then, like I've been in a place where they ask you, before you pray this prayer must be aggressive.
Okay.
So I want to ask now, that anger, is it negative? Is it a bad one that could cause you ulcer?
Anything anger, anything negative is not from God. So for you to be angry is the beginning of your madness. Are you listening to me?
Okay.
Because God said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. He didn't say, blessed are those that are angry. Or those that are fasting. Which in the New Jerusalem, you know, we don't fast, but we don't want to go there so that we don't digress. So when you are fasting, the purity of the heart, if you must fast, the first thing you have to fast about is what we call spiritual fasting and physical fasting. Okay. Spiritual fasting is fasting from anger, malice and worry. So there is no way you can be angry and say you are fasting for God, because you have already breached the gap that will allow God to connect with you.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? So that is the reason why so many of the religious people, after fasting, they contact us.
Wow.
Are you there? But like us or me, when I was cracking into spirituality, when I fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, I did not contact Osa. The reason I did not contact Osa is because it was divinely programmed and I was sent to do it. So I wasn't fasting it out of target or to kill anybody. I was so calm and relaxed. You see the point? And the process go. But in the terms of religious way where you are trying to use fasting to bribe God.
Yes.
You know, use your fasting to bribe God, use your this thing to hit somebody hard, bam, God will remove his hand. One, I cannot be bribed. 2, I don't kill anybody. So be ready for what is going to happen to your stomach.
Wow.
Which will now come to ulcer. So now we further to say, this ulcer, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
That heat you generate in you is just like using hot water to pour on a vegetable. What happens?
It dies.
The vegetable must die. Okay. When that vegetable dies or got scorched, depending, can you tell the vegetable, please, I'm sorry?
No.
No. It has already, the damage has already come. That's where now I step in again to talk of stroke. How high blood pressure graduates from that to stroke. When you have high blood pressure or you get worried over time, there is sad news. Your body system is trapping that. You get angry today, like so many people who have asked about high blood pressure, Daddy, why are you having high blood pressure? You say, I'm not thinking about anything. You say you are not thinking about anything. Yes. What of the one you had already thought? It's cumulative, like solar energy. Like solar energy. When you bring solar panel and place it under the sun, it absorbs energy. It absorbs energy from the sun. When it absorbs energy from the sun, in the night, if you remove it from the sun or the sun goes down, is there any sun? You start generating light. So all your previous anger and malice, which you didn't cancel and store it, when a heavy bad news come, it will go and ignite those ones you have already stored. And when you ignite them, bam, the heat will be very high and hard on you. Then that is when you are beginning now to hear that one part of my body is no longer functioning.
So it's not even actually immediate.
Yes. It's accumulated thought pattern, graduation from high blood pressure. Yes. So anybody who is suffering from high blood pressure has the tendency of suffering ulcer or stroke or paralysis. So when a very hard news now comes, your part of your body will divide. You want to raise your hand, you start struggling to raise your hand. Why? The vein has been scorched, burnt like that fire that received the hot water. Wow. You get the point?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what causes that ulcer. From ulcer, it's gradually waiting. When there is a hard thing that happens, you go and connect all other ones you have hidden, then it will lead to stroke. Like some people, bank, you kept your 1 million naira, 1 billion naira is locked up or shut down or will have gone bankrupt.
Yes.
Immediately he said, don't tell mama, don't tell papa, don't allow papa to hear this thing. Because immediately papa hears that and his heart or her heart is not in God, but in his money in the account, immediately hear it, the next thing is stroke. Yes, like what happened in Abuja. Queen Erufai was demolishing houses. So many people died instantly. Some suffer stroke till today because they will hear that your house you built, bam, caterpillar is on it. The person will try to stand up, no way. Some people lose their business, money for a business, bam, stroke. So this is it. High blood pressure leads you to ulcer. From ulcer, you can have stroke. Then, when this is done, we go back again. But don't forget that Jesus Christ says, don't worry about tomorrow. Matthew chapter 6.
Yes, sir.
What you eat or what you drink. So anyone who is living life by the day, still in the book of that Romans chapter 8, he said, if God is with you, who can be against you? So if you have Spirit of God in you, why do you worry about all these material things, possession? Jesus Christ said, where your treasure is, there your heart is. The book of Proverbs chapter 4 says, guide your heart diligently, for there is the issue of life. So immediately your heart is polluted, be ready for whatever that can come. Which some of those things that are coming, one is high blood pressure, ulcer, and stroke, paralysis. Are you there?
Yes,
so when you put your trust on material things, when you lose it, some can have high blood pressure, not because of them, but because of their children, like mothers. So many people have died of stroke and this thing because of the misbehavioral pattern of their children. But if they are truly Christian, they should have given their children the square truth. Just as we raise people in the embassy of the New Jerusalem.
Yes.
That square truth will make that child, for you to trust that child. And any child you trust and know that the person have found truth, you wouldn't worry about that person because he can never misbehave out of the truth. And as long as the person is the truth, God will be there to protect him or her. Is that?
Exactly.
Okay, so many parents are today suffering high blood pressure, suffering ulcer, suffering stroke, not because of their own, but because they think about their children who came through them, but not from them.
That's that was
Who came through them, but not from them. So your child came from you, but not, it came through you, but not from you. It came from God. So allow God that brought that child into the world to take care of that child as soon as you have done the much you need to do.
Yes.
So that's what we do here in the embassy of the New Jerusalem. When a child is dedicated here, what do? You have heard me?
Yes.
We give the mother guarantee of 12 years. This child can never die untimely until he gets the age of accountability. 12, 13. Then whatever happens, the church removes hands. But as long as he's here as a child, we are guarantor of this child dedicated here. You know why? We hand the spirit and angel over to that child to guide and monitor the spirit and activate the guidance angel of that child.
Yes.
And we go and stay. Now imagine us now controlling thousands and millions of people, dedicating so many children, and betting to that it cannot happen. It's this understanding.
Exactly.
It's this trust and knowing the science of the spirit. You get it right?
Yes.
Okay, so when we graduate from this issue of high blood pressure, ulcer, and stroke, then we go to what?
Liver.
We now go to liver and kidney problem. Now, someone who is anxious, worried about life, who is anxious and worried about life, are you there? What do you think happens to that person?
The same implication of
Okay.
yes.
Now, when you are married or whatever, and you begin to have disappointment, frustration because you don't have truth, you don't have God in you, and you don't trust God, and you are not calm in life, the next thing is going to push you to do is that I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed. I was supposed to be this, I was supposed to do that. What am I going to do? Okay, let me take a little sip of alcohol to calm my nerves down.
As we go into binges.
Yes. You don't go to take alcohol, smoke to calm yourself down. Are you there?
Exactly.
Then your body is not created with this. So the organ, which is the organization in your body, starting from kidney as an organ, begin now to absorb chemical. When you begin to absorb chemical, they ask you, why are you drinking? You say, I'm drinking because my wife provoked me. I'm drinking because I lost my job. I'm drinking because I lost my money. I'm drinking because Nigeria is not good. Be ready. Then this your body system, which is not designed to be used, to use chemical, is not familiar with it. Now, when you are taking alcohol, you'll be telling you, this is not what, I'm not used to this thing. I'm not used to this thing. I'm not used to this thing. You continue forcing it. A point will come and a level will come. He master you. Yes. And when he masters you, you continue adding. It's tearing that. A point will come. Your kidney begin to have problem. When your kidney begin to have problem, because kidney, the work of the kidney is to filter the urine and the blood. Yeah. Are you there? The blood. It helps to filter the blood that passes through the system. Then when it becomes weak, that is when they begin now to go for dialysis. Why are you going to dialysis? You are going to dialysis so that machine will do what your kidney would have done. So
this thing lingers a lot to...
It takes to anything. So what we are saying here now is that the only thing somebody need on earth, one is truth market, two, the laws of truth, four, the teaching of the New Jerusalem, to know, to prevent problems than solving it when it has already happened. I said it that last time, you were saying you got marveled. I'm saying it as I'm standing here. For 15, 16 years, I've never taken paracetamol, Panadol, or any medicine in the name, orthodox medicine in the name that I am sick for 15 years, and I'm still counting.
Amazing.
Are you listening to me? Why? Because the truth I have known is enough. The laws of the truth say that the virtue of truth is that truth knows its limits.
Yes.
I know what to eat. I know what to think. I know what not to think. Are you there? And anytime there is a disorganization in my body system, I use what I call elimination method. I think, what did I think that I supposed not to think? What did I speak that I supposed not to speak? What is that I ate I supposed not to eat? And what did I do that I supposed not to do? Immediately I look at it, I'll pin it, you stop it, you get healed. So sickness is an abuse of nature, and you see what I'm discussing them, from high blood pressure, worry, anxiety, the change of body system and all that. Just like a woman who came yesterday, being Sunday, Ngoke's wife, you know, she came and was telling me that she's having migraine headache. I'm now going to migraine headache, right?
Okay.
She's having migraine headache. I say, Madam, you're having migraine headache? You want me to pray for you? She said yes. I say no. I don't pray for you for migraine headache, because this migraine headache, like this high blood pressure, is self-caused. I said there is something you want to push into being, which each time has not come. You worry over so many things. And when you are worrying over so many things, what happens is that there are neurons and connectivity, millions of neurons in your brain cell. And what like that is like electricity. Yes. What circulates those things is water, oxygen. So when you get worried so hard, your body will become heated up. And when you become heated up, those water in your brain that transmit information and current within your brain will get dry up. Viscosity, what they call it in physics.
Yes, viscosity.
Viscosity. That is the friction of a liquid. Then when it gets dried up, then your brain will be breathing hard to communicate and pass those currents. Then you begin to have migraine headache. So, Madam, this is not a prayer something. Know what you are worrying and getting bothered of. She said, hey, servant, is true. He's my first daughter.
See?
I say, it's your first daughter. Okay, it's your first daughter, and you want me to pray for you? You understand?
Yes.
Exactly.
It's my first daughter. If you tell her to do this one, she does that. I said, okay. Do you want your first daughter to kill you, or do you want to live? Why can't you appreciate the fact that you are here, receiving truth undiluted, living above satanic manipulation? Is that not enough? I now told her, how many children do you have? She said, 5. I said, okay. Now you have 5 children. Do you know there are so many people of your age that have not married? Do you know that one? She said yes. I said there are so many people who are married, but they don't have children.
Yes.
At your age. There are people who are married, but they have not found the teaching of the New Jerusalem.
Exactly.
There are people who are married, their children are beating her. You know that? He said yes, but your children are not beating you. There are people who are married, their children have died. Do you prefer that your first daughter to die, or to continue disobeying and you continue praying for her that one day she'll be okay? She said she chose to be praying for her. I said, okay. Do you know that there are people, their husband beat every day? Is your husband beating you? No. Do you know that there are people who have these children, but they can't feed the children? Do you know that? He said yes. Do you know that there are so many of your mates that are divorcees? He said yes. I said, you are driving a car. Do you know that there are people who don't have a car, who cannot fuel their tank? She said yes. I said, okay. All these things are what God has done for you. But because you don't have truth and understanding of it, look at you worrying. If you die now, your daughter will still exist.
Yes, exactly.
And you should have changed yourself. Should you die now, and after like 10 years, she repents.
What an irony.
You are now at loss.
Yes.
So why can't you hand everything over to God?
Yes.
Because when people are religious, when people don't have truth, when people don't understand things, devil remind you of things you don't have. But not reminding you of the things God have done for you.
Exactly.
Which is still boiled down to why I'm saying a Christian cannot have high blood pressure. If you having high blood pressure, then there is this doubt that you are not a Christian.
You have made a very serious point. You see how one assertion
Honesty.
is that a Christian cannot have high blood pressure.
Yes.
So every Christian out there that is actually suffering from high blood pressure. You know, there is something you just said before now. Practicing Christianity and Christianity is not the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you just tell yourself a Christian.
Yes, but you are not practicing Christianity. You
So
are worshiping God,
but
but you are not serving God.
So you are suffering from high blood pressure. Watch yourself.
So yes.
Never say, never even talk about it.
Yeah, you're a Christian.
You are practicing Christianity.
Christianity.
Because once you don't have that peace of mind, that calmness, I think from everything the servant had explained, it boils down to calmness of mind, having peace. Like you are just contented, you don't allow anything to bug you.
Yeah.
No matter the situation,
No matter the
stay
situation.
on God.
You stay on God.
Because
Trust God.
any digression.
Yeah, that's what we still said. I think it was in the Earth Heaven TV, in our YouTube channel, Earth Heaven TV. We said that Christians do not know their God. They don't understand they know their God, but they don't understand it.
Yes.
Because when you understand God, you make use of God. But when you know Him, you talk about Him without leaving Him. Are you there?
Exactly.
Because understanding is the language of angels and the spirit. So when you have understanding, you get connected direct to the spiritual world. So we said, as I'm talking about you see they run concurrently. Yeah. So I'm talking about the causes of it. I'm talking about the cures.
Exactly.
Okay. So when you have trust in God and focus in the Word of God and gain understanding of it, what is written in the book of James chapter 1 verse 25 will be fulfilled in your life. He says, he who looks intently unto the laws of liberty, which is the word of God, would prosper in anything he does. Are you there?
Exactly.
Now, the word medicine, which people run to take pills, because they're suffering high blood pressure, they are suffering kidney. The word medicine is because of failure of religious leaders and religion, or Christians so to speak, that brought about the thriving of medicine. Why? Because the word medicine is gotten from the word meditation.
Another hit.
Are you there? The word medicine is gotten from the word meditation.
Okay.
So now we allow these spiritual leaders now to tell us how to concentrate on the positive things, meditate upon the word of God. They left it and begin to worry. Okay, now they have started worrying. They are now having ulcer. They are now having migraine headache. They are now having stroke. They are now having this and having that. Okay, let us now go and manufacture medicine for them.
As a replacement.
As a replacement.
Substitute for meditation.
Yes, so long as you can meditate, you what?
So you take medicine.
Yes. Wages of the failure to meditate is medication. Are you there? So you now be hospitalized. And we now begin to tell you, okay, so long as you can meditate, he's worried that is your property now you want to do it.
So go on medication.
Come, let us give you what? Medication. That's how they manufacture drug. And said, okay, when you are sick, because of your stupidity and your ignorance, let us now give you medication. That is why in the book of Matthew, chapter 17, Jesus said, John chapter 17, right? 30, 31. Jesus said, it is finished. It is finished means ogugo in Igbo land. So that is the reason in Igbo, medicine is called ogu. Ogu means it is finished. When you eat it, your sickness will go.
Really?
So they now call it Ulo Ogu.
Where you go? And
Yes, where you go, everything ends.
Planet.
Where you go, everything will finish. So if they say, okay, this person now Wogu, this person Yerugogu, this thing, what you just final.
Wow.
Then that's what I was telling them in one of our teaching. I said that people should stop calling church Oloka, especially the embassy of the New Jerusalem. Are you listening to me? Because Uloka is supposed to be Ulo Ogu or Ulondo.
Yeah.
Where you will come and get solution to what you are looking for. And all your problem will end. Like the embassy of the New Jerusalem is not Uloka according to Igbo language. It is Ulo Ndo or Ulo Ogu. Where you come, all your problems will be solved. So we are retrieving back the original Christianity.
Yeah.
The Igbo people were calling church before now Olonso.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Then when they now call it Olonso, a holy place where you can come and receive your healing, they come, story begin to come. What they told you today is what they are going to tell you tomorrow. Then they now call it Olo Oka, a news center. Where you come, you tell story. Because the bulletin they preached last year is what they're going to receive in June this year.
So it becomes a news center.
It becomes a news center where they broadcast and tell stories of what happened in Germany, in London,
This Igbo language is something.
Are you listening to me? Now they now said, okay, from today, we are no longer seeing this place as a holy place. Because a pastor is stealing, killing, telling lies. And we go to our problems and it is not solved. So from today, it is now Olo, Oka, Ije, Yukaria, Oka. You come after discussion, you come. Are you listening to me? So these are the dimension, the loss of Christianity. You know, people think that God is no longer working. And when you see a Christian will be suffering high blood pressure, including the preachers of the gospel. And so many of them have what they use to check high blood pressure.
They're taking drugs.
And they take drugs. And doctor have told you that this thing is not curable. And there is nothing you can do. You don't know the origin of it. You're praying and fasting. Spirit of high blood pressure, leave me. You know? When they come here and tell me that they need the, I say no.
So the drug actually doesn't cure anything?
Yeah, it doesn't cure because it is matter. It is caused by spirit. It's caused by your thought pattern, your state of mind.
Yeah.
So there is no way you can use matter to cure spirit. Because spirit controls matter. Matter does not control spirit.
Simple.
So yes. So even if you are prayed for or whatever, if you go home, you still come. I was saying someday that is a younger brother of psychiatric medicine, which they used to treat mad people, that they use in hospital for high blood pressure. Because when you take pills, because you are suffering high blood pressure, what it does is that it makes you from your body.
Okay.
Then you don't have sensor to contact what your brain is saying again, because your body is already dulled because of the drug you have already taken. So it weakens your body. Then your spirit will go and still be thinking, but it is no longer reporting to the brain. Still be worried, but it's no longer reporting to the brain because you have dulled the brain with that drug. So when the drug evaporates, what happens? Then the spirit and your thought pattern will collect back again. Then you begin to reason again. Remember that you have not paid your house rent, that you have not paid your children's school fees, that your wife is wayward, your daughter is wayward. You start communicating again. Then tomorrow you go to a hospital again and take another pill. Then if you don't have access to pills, you resort to alcohol. If alcohol is not okay for you, you resort to Igbo. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
That is what still I said. Again, the word Igbo means Igbompa, something that solves people that are created to solve problems. So Igbo people are solution. by their name, even though they are abusing it. The meaning of Igbo means solution. Ndị na-egbo mkpa. That's the word Igbo. Wow. Now, when they lost the origin of their name, and trouble is so much, like this high blood pressure, worry and anxiety, because they are no longer productive and doing what God wants them to do as Igbo people. Now, they now transfer that name to smoke weed. Marijuana. And they call it Igbo.
To do the same thing.
To come and solve the problem they would have solved with the word of God.
Marijuana man.
Yes.
Watch out.
So instead of being Igbo.
Yes, instead of being Igbo, to solve a problem through creativity and the knowledge of truth.
Yes.
Now let us call weed.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes.
So that's why when a person is a smoker of weed, he tells you, he say, I'm reasoning something.
Yeah, it gives him inspiration. Want to
Yeah, it was giving his inspiration. Because it's now borrowing the truth as a spirit to do what? To solve a problem which he himself would have been solved, supposing he knows the truth. What we are now trying to do as New Jerusalemites, the embassy of the New Jerusalem, Worthy Lord Church of the Universe, is to retrieve those power that have been given to people that are supposed not to own it. We are now fully in charge. It is restoration. That's why the book of Hebrews chapter 12 verse 22, verse 23 calls us the church of the firstborn, where the just men are made perfect. And in the book of Revelation chapter 21 verse 27, it says nothing impure will enter into the kingdom of God, into the New Jerusalem. So it is our duty now, one, to become that Igbo by ourselves through the knowledge of truth. Two, to make people understand that hospital, if it must be Ologu, then church also should be Olondo, where you come and get life, not Ologa. And the alternate of medicine is meditation. That if you are meditating upon good things, thinking good, speaking good, at all time, not being angry, worried at any person, being jealous, envious, having hatred, regretting, visiting your negative past, complaining, grumbling, fearing, doubting, attachments, lust and vanity, bitterness of heart and all that. If you are not meditating upon all these things, then and concentrate upon the word of God, upon the teaching of the New Jerusalem, then all the sicknesses mentioned will not only be healed, but will be prevented for those that have not contacted it. And this is the reason and why children do not suffer high blood pressure. Are you there? Yes, because their heart has not been polluted and they do not worry. So I promise you of the cure. Let us say now, we're taking back again, calling this place Ologo, has already been done by that of spiritual deliverance, attitudinal deliverance, and organic healing or deliverance. Now, there was a man who came here, a policeman from Marabayaya. Now, he came and was telling me that he was suffering from kidney problem. He was directed by Sylvester, the in-law. Now, when he told me that I was suffering from a kidney problem, I told him, this kidney problem at your age, I'm suspecting. Let me diagnose you. Are you there? Exactly. Let me diagnose you. Attitudinally, I said there is a tension. It was not prophetical before you could say that, yes, the Spirit of God revealed to me. There was no spirit of this thing. God that revealed. It was diagnosis. Now I begin now to diagnose her. I said there is tension in your family. And this tension in your family led you to... So, no, but I said, okay, there is tension in your family. When I say there is a tension in your family, you don't have peace. You are worried. He said yes, that he used to quarrel with the wife. The wife is also a policewoman. There is fight, there is contention and all that. I said, okay. Now, as a result of this contention now, you start taking alcohol so that you quench these things. He said, yes. I said, okay. From there, this is what gave you kidney problem.
Wow.
I was able to pinpoint actually.
Exactly.
Are you listening to me? He said, yes. I said, okay, but no problem. This is Olondo. So you are not going to die because he has started going for dialysis. If you see his mouth is filled with foam and he is still walking, no energy, nothing. The leg is already swollen up. He has catheter, something machine, it plays here. But you will see it because he was putting on trousers. I said, don't worry. Now I told him that we are going to go to the spirit to have you for spacemen. I'm going to ask my God, because kidney and liver problem is one of the drugs we have not found, discovered, so that we rebuild this worn-out tissue. Yes. So I gave him the drug we use for people suffering from HIV. The therapy we use for people suffering from HIV. Yes. I gave him a gallon of it. I said, go and use it and give me reports. Why we start looking for cure for kidney and liver problems. So he took it and took that in for like 1 week. He called me. I said, what's the result? He said, no, there is no improvement, nothing to show. I said, okay, no problem. I'll get back to you. I have his number. I'll get back to you. So on a very good day, we had to go to the spirit, and I found out that the one for HIV cannot work for kidney and liver problem. Yes. But I still told him, I'm not saying that this is the cure. Exactly. It's an experiment. God did not show me this one for kidney. He showed me this one for HIV. Yes. Okay. So he now left. After like 2 weeks, he called me again. I'm going for dialysis. Please remember me in prayer. That thing touched me. When he touched me, then that following day, we now had to go to the spirits. When we got to the spirits, they gave us the cure for that kidney problem. Wow. Now I came, went, got it, and I prepared it. After preparing it, I called him. When I called him, he comes from Marabaya, so I drove to Apo Junction. Yes. I stopped there, I called him, where are you? He said he's on the way in AYA. Then I stood there, he came. I think I was with you. It was not you. There was somebody, I carried somebody then. Who was that? I think he should be Caleb. So now he came, I stopped, and they brought those therapy, the organic medicine. Yes. Now I gave to him. I said, take it. This should be yesterday should be 5 days of it. Do you know he was in church yesterday? Awesome. He came to church yesterday and said, look at me. The swollen leg is dried up. Awesome. That what is now waiting for is the mouth test bitter. I said, okay, is it not 5 days? Continue. Yes. Continue. That means he's working. Wow. Are you there? Yes. So now the dialysis he used to take, he pay 75,000 naira every week. Is already quenched because Jesus has come in fullness. Yes. So. Is that? Okay. So this is it. So is this place Oloka or Olondo?
London.
Okay. London. All right. So these are the things which we are coming now to let humanity know. Okay. That Jesus is everything.
Before you continue, because I know our viewers.
Yes.
You know what medical doctors or physicians has come up to say as regards to
high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. They will tell you it's genetical.
Okay.
Yes. You know, somebody that the father or the great-grandfather, somebody who suffered, definitely you are prone to the same thing.
Okay.
Because I want you to prove them wrong now. viewers?
I'm not proving them wrong. It's to explain.
Explain to them.
I'm not.
That should be the right way. Whether it is genetical, has anything to do with genetics. For the sake of our viewers,
Okay.
genetical inclined.
Okay.
I want you to, what can you say about this servant?
Okay. The
Suffering of HIV,
high blood pressure, being genetical.
Yes.
Yeah. They are right. They are right, but limited with understanding.
Okay.
They have knowledge, but they don't understand what they know.
Okay.
So it is genetical, it could be genetical. But nothing could be genetical without being for spiritual. So the high blood pressure is more spiritually genetical, or should I say spiritual, than it is biological.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes,
and I'm going to explain to you. How I'm going to explain this is that there are a spirit behind anything that happens in the physical world.
Sure.
Okay.
Nothing in the physical world that happens without a spirit.
Yes,
A flower has a spirit behind it for it to grow. That is that life. So sickness has a spirit. Habit has a spirit. Thought is a spirit, as I earlier said.
Yes.
So if there is a curse placed on a family, it can contact a spirit that can pass from generation to generation. It's not necessarily that high blood pressure is passing through blood, but there is a standby spirit waiting. When this person is born, the spirit enters this person. He begins to suffer the same high blood pressure. Begin to suffer diabetes. Begin to suffer ulcer. That's why I told you that ulcer could come spiritually.
Okay.
It can come as a result of diet. Then it can come as a result of what you think.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. So now that high blood pressure can pass through gene based on that there is a spirit standing by, waiting. When this person dies, he enters into another person. When this person dies, he enters into another person. Now, but being you a child of God, this is where miracle, science, and science comes in. Being you a child of God, when you now accept Jesus, understand Jesus, begin to live in truths. Now, the spirit that causes that high blood pressure genetically, you know what it's going to do? It will cut off from you. Then the soul, which is the positive thought pattern, will now flash light on your body and disconnect you from that thing that is genetically or biological, assumed to be genetically or biologically cut you off. That is the reason and why we have the prayer of the cross. That every Christian is no longer related to the parent, biologically or by blood, but has taken up Jesus Christ as your father. So you came through your father, but no longer from them. So spiritually, you are going to cut off. And as you are cutting them off spiritually, biologically, you are also cutting them off. So the prayer of the cross says, Jesus is my father, I will do and behave like him in all situations. So when you now begin to do and behave like Jesus Christ, the truth in you will cut that awaiting spirit, which passes one sickness from generation to generation.
This is interesting.
You get the point?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, now, very
Is that understood?
Yes,
so the people in the medical field, they are right. And another thing I still want to let you know, in case, because the people out there will say it. They'll ask you, a pregnant woman suffer high blood pressure when they are pregnant.
I was about to ask that question. I said for pregnant women that at times they experience high blood pressure.
High blood pressure.
So can you attribute it to possibly they are worried or whatever? So what can, because it's part of the
pregnancy, whatever. Yeah. Now, in two ways. Worry causes it.
Okay.
Many people have formed it.
Okay.
That, hey, pregnancy, there is a fear that pregnancy is a danger period, time of delivery, and all that, and all that, and all that can trigger off that. But primarily why it seems to be common among pregnant women is because it's like one car carrying two engines.
Okay.
Are you there?
Exactly.
The heartbeat, your own heartbeat, with the heartbeat of the child can constitute blood pressure. Because the heartbeat, which only you consume, you and your child, is now sharing it. You understand?
Okay.
So it can increase the pressure and the pumping of blood.
Okay.
However, like my wife, have never suffered it. However, if you have more understanding and have more truth than you, or trust in God than you fear Satan, then you as a mother, your blood pressure will be normal. As the child is raising his or her own, his own blood pressure, then your own is regulating it.
Okay.
Then he can attain stability. Then you can become pregnant without suffering it. Onyebuchi says, sister, in Kiruka, she was known for that. The leg will begin to swell up and all that. But when she came this place, they always operate. He lost two children after 7 months. One, when she's close there, they will say she has high blood pressure, bed rest and all that. The child is dying, or you are dying, or this, that. Then they will operate the child. And when they operate, the child will not survive it. Okay, but when she came here, I had to cancel her attitudinally, and her blood pressure became normal. I prayed for her. If this thing is a genetic, I curse you the spirit. And the spirit left. And she was controlled through attitudinal deliverance and transformation. Then her confidence and understanding of who she is and God in her rose up.
Okay.
You were when she gave testimony that this is the only pregnancy she did not know that she has clocked 9 months, that she has never carried a child. Up to 4 pregnancies, she has never carried a child for 7 months.
Wow.
9 months, she started giving birth. But those things was controlled, both the high blood pressure, both the swelling of leg, both this and that were all controlled. Why? Because she was transformed and the demon was cast out.
Okay, that's very satisfactory.
Okay.
Now, based on the organic aspect of healing, as it relates to high blood pressure,
Okay.
is there any therapy
Okay.
as it relates to organic?
Yes, there is therapy for high blood pressure.
Okay.
But the therapy is not organic.
Okay.
Are you listening to me?
Okay.
It is not
Organic.
It is attitudinal.
Okay.
Attitudinal in the sense that if you want not to suffer high blood pressure, then you learn how to think positively and not negatively.
Okay.
You learn how to concentrate on what and the blessings God have given to you.
Okay.
And instead of thinking of what you do not have. You stop comparing yourself with another person, you focus on your destiny. You stop lusting after material things and getting worried about it. You start getting concerned about the word of God and what God is saying. Are you there? Then you stop taking medicine and begin to meditate upon the word of God. By so doing, according to the book of Ephesians, Philippians chapter 4, it says, rejoice in the Lord always. And I say, rejoice. Are you there? Be careful for nothing, but with prayer, supplication, and thanksgiving, make your request known to God, so that this peace that supersedes all understanding will descend upon you. And whatever you see me do it, and that peace will come upon you.
Wow. That's fantastic. Okay, then what about those people that are already suffering high blood pressure? So what do you tell them, or what therapy
Okay.
can you give to them, since the doctors have
confirm them
it doesn't have
incurable.
cure.
Yes.
As someone from the embassy, what can you tell them that will kill it?
Kill it. One is, as I said before now, get the message. We have up to 700 messages
Okay.
that have never repeated itself, explaining all these mysteries. This is just a summary, but all these things is treated part by part in our messages. Then you learn how to forgive your enemy. That's very important.
Okay. That's for somebody suffering it now. Let's say somebody listening to us now.
Yes, what is the
having
step
it,
is going to take? The first step is forgive everyone you are having grudges against.
Okay.
2, forgive yourself.
Okay.
3, don't regret about your past mistakes. We have 3 types of forgiveness. One is divine forgiveness. God forgives you of the sin you have committed. We have people's forgiveness. People forgiving you of what you have done. The third and the most delicate one is self-forgiveness.
Okay.
Many people find it difficult to forgive themselves for having made a mistake.
Wow.
But in the Embassy of the New Jerusalem, we say there is no mistake that exists when a mistake is not repeated. So you don't regret because you made a mistake. You regret when you have repeated a mistake.
Okay.
That's why we are talking about forgiveness.
Okay.
So when you don't regret your past, you start working towards, you have taken a step towards curing yourself of high blood pressure. Because what you must learn from this, basically, is that sometimes, always, guilt is more deadly than sin itself. Being guilty of having committed a sin, which you are not ready to repeat again, is more deadly than committing the sin itself.
Okay.
So you shouldn't be guilty of your past mistakes if you have gotten the truth and decide to live by it.
Okay.
So when you get our message, forgive those that offend you and leave religion. Stop praying back to sender. Nobody will die. Otherwise, you see the grave. Because Christianity don't pray back to sender. So you're supposed not to have enemy. Love everybody. 2, read the laws of truth.
Okay.
Get laws of truth. Read it. Meditate on it. It will teach you so many things. Are you there?
Okay.
Then start counting your blessings. You can listen to me. It's a grace.
Yes.
It's a blessing.
Yes.
You have your eyes, you can see, you can hear, you can smell, you can walk, you can sit down. You are healthy, plus or minus. Is that not enough for you? Why can't you be grateful to God? Don't push anything into being. Observe the sequence of nature, time and space. And by so doing, you will calm your nerves 100%. And healing will take place.
Please. Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Okay.
I really appreciate these episodes from the Truth Market. And I believe somebody is getting insightful. I need to let you know that Truth Market is all encompassing. It covers every aspect of human life. Whatever you are looking for, any information you are sourcing for, anything you want to understand, just visit the Truth Market. So as in regards to health, high blood pressure is suffered by so many Nigerians, so many people all over the world. As a result of all those things that has been highlighted. Worry, anxiety, bitterness, you are tensed up, you want to achieve this, you're giving yourself target and all of that. And from what you have heard today, for you to live long, for you to live healthy, you should let go of those things and allow nature to take its course. Today's episode, today's message is trying to let you know that as a person, you don't have to push it. Calm down, be peaceful, stay on God, and let things be the way it is. And you will see yourself preventing it, or if already you have it, just like the servant has highlighted, just pick them one after the other, apply them, calm your nerves, and you will naturally get healed. And not forgetting the laws of truth. Yes, talks about meditation. You see, meditation is an alternative for medication. And by the time you are able to pick the laws of truth, all these things we're talking about, most of them, they are found here. So meditate on what you read. By the time you capture an insight, a revelation, ponder your heart on them, channel your heart on them. You discover that naturally all these things will just come to pass. So pick one. Give one to your brother, give one to your sick patient, give one to your doctor, give one to everyone around you. And I tell you, you will never remain the same. Thank you very much. Visit our page, like, share, comment, ask questions should in case you have anyone. And in case you need, visit our website and make your requests and immediately be attended to. Thank you so very much. I come your way again.